My name is Josh Price, and this is my presentation on the relation of physics to daily life. The first example will be a lemon squeezer. One of the main ways in which physics is applied in real life is using small mechanical gadgets and devices. For instance, the use of levers is available in almost every home where there are different styles of levers. All these levers use physics to make the work easier for us. For instance, the use of a simple lemon squeezer applies physics through reducing the amount of effort needed to squeeze a lemon, as it is a Class 2 lever. The next example is a seesaw. A seesaw is used by children at home, schools, amusement parks, and many other places to enjoy themselves. The seesaw is a Class 1 lever, and it is on a fulcrum that is in between the effort and the resistance. The effort is represented by the individual that is pushing up, and the resistance is represented by gravity. The next example is GPS. Mobile phones receive radio signals from the satellite and calculate the location of something. That had first been suggested by Einstein in his works. Therefore, with relativity, which is part of physics, GPS would not be accurate, and it would not work. Therefore, using GPS through mobile phones, one would be applying relativity, which is a physics concept. Automobiles. Driving a car is another activity that is full of physics. This is because different forces act against the vehicle, such as kinetic energy, potential energy, inertia, and gravity. Gravity affects the speed of the car, especially when moving down hills, as it changes direction against Earth's center. This makes the vehicle speed up with less effort. A driver who understands this will apply the brakes to ensure that the car moves at a manageable speed. Inertia's law suggests that an object in motion will remain in motion and an object at rest will stay at rest unless it's acted upon by an outside force. Another example is walking. Physics is applied in every aspect of walking and plays a significant part in it. For instance, one wears shoes that have a rubber sole that has treads to ensure that one does not slip while walking. The tread between the shoe and the road creates a form of resistance that makes walking more comfortable. The resistance created between the sole of the shoe and the road makes one stable while walking without slipping. This form of resistance is referred to as friction and in some cases traction, and it plays a significant role in ensuring that a person walks well without falling due to the lack of traction. When one steps on something slippery such as a fruit peel, one quickly falls because there is reduced friction between the sole and the surface, therefore one can fall easily. Listening to music. When one is listening to music, there is electricity involved, which mostly originates from the source gadgets and moves through the wire to the headgear. The concept of magnetism and sound is applied in this case when it is plugged into the mobile device, which is an electrical source. When the electrical current reaches the magnets in the earpiece, it creates an electromagnetic field, which eventually results in sound waves. Debit cards. The use of credit and debit cards is done on a daily basis, something that happens daily. However, no one would assume that physics is in practice whenever the card is swapped for cash or groceries at the store. Inside the credit card, magnets are placed strategically. The ATM or credit machine has a coil of wires that affects changes on the magnetic field when the card is inserted or swapped. This process is called magnetic induction, and this is applied throughout physics. The change in the magnetic field occurring is created through a change in voltage that signals the account information to the ATM. Ballpoint pens. Ballpoint pens are common in and outside of schools, and people often write without thinking of the implications that it has in terms of using physics. The end tip of the pen is made up of a ball that rolls when pushed against a piece of paper. The ink above the pen The ink of the pen is above the ball, and physics comes into the equation when gravity pulls the ink downward towards the paper. Environmental benefits from physics. The world is gearing towards an environmentally sustainability through zero emissions to the environment. Physicists have a role to play so that the Earth can last longer, and this is through the conservation of energy. The use of solar energy is something that is happening daily and is one form of physics that is conserving the environment. The use of electric cars has also increased and has greatly reduced total emissions. The use of hydroelectric power is another way in which physics is being used as a conservation effort. The use of electric batteries storing wind and light energy are physics applications which are trying to revolutionize the fight against climate change. Batteries are used in phones, watches, computers, and torches, and the application of this is grounded deeply on physics and while all these things are used in daily life.